Folks, I'm out in a new field trying this out today. So we'll see what happens. And I don't have high hopes for this field, but you never know. So I'll be back with you here in a bit, see if I can scare anything up today. New field, farmer started plowing the old one. So, but I had low hopes. I'd been there an hour and a half. Found a couple of rivets and some jeans buttons, overall buttons. So not a great spot. Let's try here. Whoa, now that rock right there, that has a grinder account. That rock right there has an OnlyFans. That's the weirdest shaped rock I've ever seen. Whew. Well, that is a suspender ring, so that people could hook and unhook suspenders easily. It's a flat ring, split ring. Cool. Well, folks, I just dug this. This was reading a silver quarter, and I was getting pretty convinced that that was what it was. But it's a beautiful, complete open work heel plate. Gorgeous green patina on it. Just great piece. Those are pre-Civil War. Those are like 1840s, 50s from my best estimate. The ones during the Civil War and after, 1860s, 70s, 80s, that was the era of ones that had cutouts. And then after that, they got to be weirdly small with ridges, some various patents. But yeah, I like that fine a lot. That is perfect. Maybe got struck by the plow just a hair right there, but I love it. Great. Now this piece may be, if it has a little hole somewhere else here, maybe that rusty spot. If it has a little hole there, it's probably a top to a lamp that burned burning fluid or whale oil. Probably burning fluid's more likely. But it could also be a drain plug. Now that I'm thinking, it'd probably have two spouts if it was a burning fluid lamp. There were a few that had one. Hard to know. Well, this site was a bust. Another hour and some here. Only the heel plate to show. So you got to find your spot, you know. And not to say that I won't come back here if I'm desperate for a spot, but I could always eyeball today if I need to. So we'll see how the day goes. Every day's an adventure. Keep digging. Well, I went to the Key Date Barber Dime spot and started doing some bottoms here. I did the tops before. Figure I'll do a little more here before the heat gets really bad, and then I'll probably eyeball after. So I just dug that. That's a great signal. No idea what it is. Cool. Well, folks, I just popped out a coin, and it is round, as coins tend to be, and it's nickel sized. So it's time for the nickel guessing game. Nickel guessing game. What will it be? It's all crowded up. No idea. We'll have to wait until I get home to figure out what that is. Cool. Glad to have another coin. You know, one of the reasons why it's important to always rehunt, as I look at my footprints from the other day, that's been a couple weeks ago. It was wetter then. It was hotter then. It was like 114 or 116 heat index that day. It's only going to top out at 103, 104 today. And it's only about 100, it feels like, currently. So I think it's always good to remember that you're also an equation, part of the equation, not just your machine, not just your technique, not just the size of your coil, but you. And so I think it's important to realize that as well, and realize that you may not be at your best. And so I thought it was wise to come back out here, and I've already got a couple of targets that were big enough that they could have been a nice silver coin, and I got a nickel, so it's proving true. These pieces I'm almost positive were from barrel taps that went with cisterns and so forth. I think a lot of times these had a tap part that was made out of lead pewter or similar, but cool. Hey folks, I got a two-piece button, but I am betting that it's a great seal. I think so. Probably World War I. Yep. Great seal. Cuff. Cool. Got a hem weight. It's all beaten up by the plow. Cool. How much does a hem weigh? Does much. Well folks, I've got another low beeper here, and it's round. And it's nickel sized. So again, it's time for the nickel guessing game. Nickel guessing game. Oh, wait. That ain't no nickel. What the heck is that? A token? I bet that's a French coin. I bet that's a World War I era French coin. Let me clean that off a little bit. I'll be right back. Well, how's that for an ID? You see a whole coin like that size. RF is for République Française, or French Republic, and it's a 10 centime piece. There's the motto: liberty, equality, brotherhood, and 1918 on the date. Very cool. I love it. All right, so that's a neat find. Keep digging. Well folks, that doesn't look like much to some people. It looks like a piece of burned up aluminum, but you can see it was octagonal here. So that is a burned good for token, or plantation store token, that was burned in a trash pit. So it'll be interesting to see if I can get enough on it for an ID. Cool. Well, this is kind of special. There's a little heart locket, and it came up just like this. The inside of it is filled with dirt, but it held together just enough that both sides of it are there. That's so neat. I don't think I've ever found both sides from a heart pendant or locket before. That's just cool. Wonder whose photo was in there years ago, because they would cut the photos down to heart shapes, a face, and put them in there. Great. So interesting. You start putting together pieces of somebody's life. This is a very narrow time period site, and so there's what I think is probably another coat button rather, to go with the cuff. It's probably a grade seal. It's the right size. So there's probably somebody in World War I who may have brought back this that French coin. Pretty wild. They might have had the locket on them too, overseas, with a loved one's picture. It's just amazing what you can find out. Wow. We'll see if that's a great seal when we get home. Hey everybody, welcome to the finds wrap up. So in that first field, I got some things that I thought that might be a beaten up, bent up breastplate, but it wasn't. Darn. Some rivets, of course. Lots of little pieces of brass. A little piece from a advancer from a wick from a kerosene lamp, and a suspender ring, and one of these collar studs, shirt studs. This is definitely a piece from a burning oil lamp or similar kerosene lamp, early lamp, because it had the little hole there for the chain for the little cover to keep it from evaporating. This is some sort of neat little pattern item. It's gilded on the back or gilded on the front. So I'll keep that in case more of it turns up. Half of a marble, and of course the beautiful heel plate from my thumbnail of my video. Pleased with that. Nice open work pre-Civil War heel plate there. Then I got some various pipes and other things, other fittings, various things, junk. And this is the part that shows you how these things were situated, Trowbridge style keys, you know, here to lower this, I guess, movable bottom to cut off a tap. These were usually on cisterns here in Louisiana. Some Prosser buttons, this weird key it's I don't know what it's from, but I'll keep it in the whatsits along with that and this. Got 3 aluminum buttons. The Good For token is so toasted it's impossible to even see what it is. I don't even know if I'll keep that. That's pretty severe. Burned and aluminum rotted. 1 hem weight or dress weight or curtain weight, and a piece of a hutch stopper. Then down here, just to prove that that these relics are able to be found. The first time I hunted this, when I found the key date silver in this field, I found this, and of course that fits together perfectly. Pretty amazing. So that is 1 nickel plated tarot there. So gosh, why couldn't that have been the other part to the buckle that I've been trying to find for 20 hours? Oh my gosh. Anyhow, this is, I think, a shield nickel. It is so worn smooth, it's almost impossible to tell. Gosh, it is made out of nickel though, and I'm pretty pleased with that. Then I got 2 buttons here. I got you can see the tail feathers of the eagle. That's a coat button from Great Seal button. This is a cuff, and so considering that the date on this is 1918, this French coin here, I would imagine that what happened was probably République Française. Probably this person brought this back as a souvenir from World War I. Wouldn't that be wild? Of course, all these guys spoke French, and so they felt right at home in France, I'm sure. Pretty amazing. Just an amazing pieces of history you can put together. All right, well, I'm out of here. So please like, please subscribe, and share my videos. But most importantly, keep digging.